Welcome back to Flint Creek Transport. My name is Justin. I just did a little walk through the shop, making sure everything's rolling, everything's going. One of the things I gotta do today is go look at a wheel loader. So we have a lot of parking lot to plow, and especially since we added the shop out here, there's a lot more parking lot to plow. So I'm looking at a little bigger wheel loader to be able to plow our parking lots. We usually plow with our 244 John Deere wheel loaders, and till you start pushing snow that's a foot deep, I mean, they push okay, but definitely not like a big wheel loader. And when you have a parking lot like this big parking lot, it takes quite a bit to push. Not only that, you know, those machines weigh, I want to say between 8 and 12,000 pounds, maybe 15,000 pounds on the heavier side. And if you want to pull a truck out or whatever, they barely have it. So I'm looking at a little bigger wheel loader to get something that we can plow with, we can do other things with. And not only that, out here in the stone yard, they'll utilize it. Some of the big slabs come in, they're weighing around 10 to 15,000 pounds. So we have a 10,000 pound forklift that we're going to be selling and replacing it with, well, we want to get forks and a bucket with this wheel loader. Let's go check this loader out. I found two wheel loaders that are within about an hour of here that are decently priced, and I want to go check them out today. I got a passenger with me before school starts, so you gonna say hi? Hi. Caden is gonna go with me today, and we're gonna check out these wheel loaders. While we're driving, he's reading the latest edition of 10-4 magazine. So we got to start him out young, right? Well, guys, I made it down. We are in Horseheads, New York. Yeah, crazy. New York got some crazy names when it comes to towns. So, not looking at Bobcat, looking at John Deere actually. So I'm looking at these two wheel loaders. Let me begin by, I am somewhat familiar with larger wheel loaders. Back when we had the mulch business, we used to do mulch manufacturing, and we had a lot of different wheel loaders, mostly John Deere, but a lot of different sizes of wheel loaders. So I do know a little bit about wheel loaders, and I even got to make the factory tour where they build these machines in Illinois. So that was kind of cool. So looking at these wheel loaders, we started out when we were making mulch, we started out with something this small, but these are, for example, 544s. In our fleet of wheel loaders, we had a lot of 744s and we had 824s. So just to give you an idea, they were much bigger. But I used to buy those machines, and looking at this machine, actually comparing these two machines, there's some differences between the two. One big difference right off the bat, I'll tell you, is the tires. And guys, I know this isn't trucks, but this is still part of our operation, and we'll put some trucks in the next video, but this is to help plow the parking lot of the truck shop. So, but anyway, first significant difference is you have two different size tires. Well, I say two different tires. This one over here is a little bit different in that it's a radial tire. All right, this one over here is a bias tire. So a bias tire, you run a little different air pressure, and they are not made to squat, so they don't have quite as much give. You usually get typically a little harder, harsher ride with a bias tire. They're definitely cheaper. You don't get quite the traction you do with a bias as you do with a radial. Whereas the radials, you definitely get a little more squat in the tire. You can adjust. These are Michelin's. These are very expensive tires. New, they're probably around 4,500 bucks a piece. But the difference is you get a little nicer ride, and definitely you get better traction because these will actually squat. So I got weight off the bucket now, and there's still a little bit of squat in this, you can see. Whereas down there, it doesn't have any squat. There's not near as much give. These things, you know, you put weight in the bucket, and just, you know, a little more squat, a little more give than most machines with bias tires. So having the radials is definitely a plus. Otherwise, these machines, they're both 544Js. They're both right around that 6,000 hour mark. These are both pre-emission engines as well. Check this out. Is what I like. Coming right up to the turbo and right out. So no DPF filter, no emissions, nothing like that to deal with. So the other thing that is different with these two loaders is that the arms, and here's where someone else is going to have to help me out. So this linkage and this one over here is a little bit different. This one over here is a bit different. It's got this piece in here. Otherwise, very similar machines. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I know the difference. The difference is this is a typical, or this is a standard John Deere 544J. Okay, this loader over here is a John Deere 544J, but it should be, I think, marked as a high lift, because I think that this one will lift higher. Not that one has more value than the other, it's just one is a high lift. It lets you reach a little bit higher than a regular loader. I think usually John Deere's high lift machines are about 6 inches different, but sometimes that's all it takes. So these machines, I do know where they came from, or I should say I know who owned them. They are a little rusty. You know, looking at machines, I don't really need top of the line. We're really probably not going to put more than about 200 or 400 hours on these machines, and so therefore I don't need anything brand new. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a new loader, but I just want something that's reliable, something that's going to work in the winter time. And these John Deere 544Js are simply bulletproof. They're awesome machines. I mean, you start this thing up, I mean, it pops right off. It was sitting here, they hadn't started it when we come down here, but it popped right off. They start excellent. It's a 6.8 PowerTech engine. But I'm just kind of going through them, looking at pros and cons, which one I want, which one I don't want. I can only pick one. So, but you can see a little bit of rust, which is not good. So that definitely hurts the resale value of the machine. You know, when I was looking at machines, Machinery Trader, you can type in pretty much any machine, any model number, and kind of do price comparisons. This was definitely competitively priced. One of the downsides is that it's got rust. You know, some of the other machines are a little more money, but then they're cleaner. And you know, what I have to look at too is we're not going to put many hours on this machine, but we're going to have it a long time. I'm hoping that this machine's going to last us a very long time. So therefore it's gotta, I don't want it too rusty. Check the oil, checked, you know, a lot of these components, I'll tell you, looks really good. Like some of the cylinders in here, you can see a lot of times if they get replaced, they're different colors. The cylinders haven't been replaced. A lot of parts in the back, again, haven't been replaced. I think this machine has been repainted because, you know, there's some spots where you can see there's some overspray. They painted over rust a little bit, which it's not all bad. They did a half decent job painting it. It's just that with the rust, it's starting to show through. The rust definitely scares me a little bit, but again, for what we're going to do with it, it's not too bad. If I was running this machine for 8 to 10 hours a day, I wouldn't be looking at these older machines. Definitely looking at something a little bit different. But for what we're doing, I think one of these should make a good machine. I just got to work out a price. Just got to work on the price with them. I just noticed the trans code came up, which is not good. Otherwise, the AC blows cold. That's a positive. 5,700 hours. So of course, when the salesmen come over, it works. There's no active codes. So I want to try, I want to try shifting. There it goes. Perfect. It shifts. Sometimes these can be the worst headaches because it acts up and then it doesn't act up. And then it acts up and it doesn't act up. So I think everything there is solid. It's probably just electrical, just because of corrosion, things like that. But I don't know what to say. I was in trying to work out a deal, which we did come to an agreement. I'm gonna kind of take the loader as is. It's a little risky. It does need oil change and things like that. And those are things that I would actually rather do myself. We know exactly what we got. We put our own brand of filters and things like that on it. It's a little risky, but one of the things that I can take comfort in is we have good dealer support. We also are familiar, we're somewhat familiar with these loaders, and John Deere has been always a good loader for us. So now get it back. The thing that I'm going to be looking for yet is a set of forks. Really need a set of forks. It's got this JRB coupler. That's the key. What do you think, bud? You think that was a good deal?
Yeah.
Which one do you think we should buy?
The other one.
The other one? Why do you say the other one?
Because it looks better.
You think the other one looks better? What looks better about it?
It's shinier.
Which one's shinier, boy? You say the other one is shinier.
Much rust.
Which one? This one or that one?
The other one.
The other one has less rust?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong, son. Looking around this door.
Yeah, look at that and then look at that.
Oh, look at that door.
At least the window's not like the other one.
I can easily fix that. See how that's got actually a little hole underneath the John Deere there?
Yeah.
See the John Deere sticker? Just below that, there's actual hole there. The other one doesn't have that.
Yeah, but the other one has other stuff that this one doesn't.
Like what?
Look at that panel in the back.
What panel in the back?
That with holes in.
Oh, that's no big
rustier.
deal. A little bit rustier. That's not a big deal.
And the bucket is better than this one.
No, I don't want that bigger bucket. I want this bucket right here. That's perfect for what we do. The other reason I like this machine better is it's got radial tires. So the tires are different. And the other thing is, see the arms? The arms are different. I just saw that little split there. I'm like, wait a second. But it's all good. Well, I bought the wrong machine. No, radial tires are definitely a plus. And the other thing is, Caden, this machine here had only 5,900 hours. That machine there has like 6,100. So he's got a couple hundred more hours. And the interior wasn't quite as nice in that one. Where do you want to go for lunch?
I don't really care. What do they have? Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A. You want chicken? Better get your seatbelt on. Alright guys, heading back to Geneva. Got a signed deal on the loader. Now I just got to get it back, find a set of forks, and we got to do all the service work to it. So we're going to get it serviced, get the oil changed, and there's some hoses that need replaced. But overall, the machine, the linkage between the front and the back, everything looked really good. I was happy with. It's just cosmetically, it is not the nicest looking loader. Definitely could use a little paint, a little touch up here and there, which we can do over time. I'm back out here in the yard, and I see a nice Freightliner sitting here. She's a beaut, old one. Alrighty guys, that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.